I thought I would give you my not belief system on God, but my knowing system on God, because when you search out the truth, you got to realize that you don't want to be in the place where you believe. You want to be in the place where you know. You want to go beyond belief, and you want to know, because when you know the truth, it will set you free, and you'll realize that this life, it's just like a virtual reality game that we believe is real. So God is not a man with a beard in a white robe behind a cloud somewhere in the sky. God is everywhere, not just one place. God is everywhere, and God is all-knowing, and God is not limited. God is infinite. So you can't say that God is a triune God, a Trinity. You can't say that God is man or woman, because that is putting limits on God and putting God in a box. God is infinite. God is infinite love. God is infinite consciousness. Everything that exists is made up of energy, vibrating energy in different forms and shapes, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's always been here. Time is an illusion. It's a man-made creation that just is to imprison us, and it's an illusion. It's not real. Everything is past, present, and future. All three are happening in one infinite now. And all this energy is consciousness. And consciousness is energy. And everything is energy, so everything is consciousness. Everything is one infinite consciousness experiencing itself subjectively in infinite ways and infinite possibilities. And this is God. This infinite consciousness that is everything, and it's everything that exists is God. So basically everything that exists is all one infinite consciousness, which is God. It's like an infinite ocean of consciousness. Everything is this infinite ocean that has no limits of consciousness experiencing itself in infinite ways. And we are drops, unique, individual, different from all the rest, drops from this ocean of infinite consciousness. But we're not separated from the ocean like the religions try to make us believe. All the religions have this in common: man over here and God over here. But that's never been true and never will be. It's all one. They try to give you the separation between you and God, but your entire life you've been one with God. You just have to know that and remember. Most of your life is a remembering process to remember the truth, because you've been lied to your entire life. So back to the consciousness thing. It's all this infinite consciousness, and you are infinite consciousness. I am infinite consciousness. There is no separation. You are infinite consciousness experiencing yourself. Everything is one, and one is all, and all is one. And it's a big thing to get, but it's so easy. But all the religions have tried to separate us and divide and rule, and they all have that thing in common of separate from God. But really, they always want to get you to believe that God is this one guy, when it's not true. He's not a man on a cloud in a white robe behind the cloud somewhere in the sky. That originated from animism, and Christianity is a pagan sun religion. It all has to do with the sun and the moon and the stars and sex and politics and religion. That's where all this stuff comes from, and those are the three things that entrap us and keep us held in this prison Now the thing is, we are not our bodies. We are infinite consciousness experiencing itself, and our bodies are not us, but they are vehicles that we're using to experience, and we're just not our bodies. They're vehicles, like a car that we're using to drive around and experience. Infinite love is the only truth. So when you're searching and you're trying to figure out what exactly is truth, you come across things and you realize, no, that's not true, but you've got to think with an open mind, and you've got to be willing to go anywhere that the information takes you. And you find out that infinite love is the only truth, and all these things like religions and all this, it's like man's attempt at getting there, when really it's just way more simple than we've been led to believe. And the religions have always used violence, suppression of knowledge, and the things that would actually set us free and help us out have been suppressed and condemned and ridiculed. And what we've been led to believe is the work of the devil is really what most of the time would set us free and would get us out of this mind prison. And that's what all the religions are. They're like prisons for your mind, and it's all about thinking you're free when really you're not. And you'll sit there in prison thinking you're free in Christ, or free in whatever belief system is out there, or dogma, and you won't be free. You'll just think you are, and it's mind control. Now, a lot of these religions do a lot of good, and that's good. They do a lot of good and help a lot of people in many countries. But there's also a lot of bad things, and psychological fascism is the main thing. It's like the prison for the mind. It does terrible things to people, and it creates their reality for them, because we create our own reality. And this type of thing is getting very popular nowadays with movies like The Secret and What the Bleep. They're becoming popular. People are starting to think of them. And what we've got in Christianity is a giant reformation is going to be coming up in the next few years, or Christianity is going to die, because theism is going to die out, or it's going to have a reformation and grow into something very different than what we've always thought, because things like quantum physics and stuff like this is starting to actually prove things to be true or false. So we're living in a very intense age of awakening, and it's an age of information where many things are revealed, and things that have been hidden are coming to light, and we're now starting to learn. But there's going to be a lot of people who reject this and don't want to do it because they still want to support their old religious traditional dogmas, and they're all based so yes, the traditional dogmas and religions are based upon fear, and you take away the fear and they will collapse and be very different from what they have been. And we think, how did Christianity get so big? Well, and become the official religion of most people. When you start to learn how that happened, you start to realize the truth of how that happened. You realize that it was not the work of God that got Christianity to where it is. It's always a choice between fear and love, and these religions are based upon fear. And you take away the fear, and you take away that whole system will collapse.